Hi everyone, welcome back to my vlog. I'm Robin, or A Hobbit's Reading List, and this week we are finishing up August, which is the month of nonfiction, and I'm not doing great. So what I mean when I say I'm not doing great is just that I've mentioned this many times before. As much as I love learning, I love reading, nonfiction just takes me so long to read. And unfortunately, in my TBR game, I ended up with 4. I keep saying 4, but I feel like it's 5. I think it's 4. I don't know. I could look at my list, but that's way too easy. Either way, I ended up with a significant amount of nonfiction this month, which means that my reading pace is just so slow compared to what I've previously done. I think that, everyone has their own reading pace, and obviously reading pace is going to change based off of like what type of book you're reading and how interested you are and what's going on, and that's totally fair and valid. But it's so frustrating knowing that like in July I read 12 books, and in August I will be lucky if I get to 6. Like, just not the best for like my soul, even though I know why. That said, I just finished reading Wonder of Wonders, A Cultural History of Fiddler on the Roof by Alisa Solomon. I'm not going to go into what it's about because it says it right on the tin. Like, it's a cultural history of Fiddler on the Roof. As someone who has maybe seen Fiddler on the Roof, and if I did, it was over 15 years ago, it was interesting. It was really interesting. I want to watch it now because now that I know like sort of all the background and the history and all the impacts of it and everything, like I really want to watch it. I did listen to the soundtrack a little bit, but not a ton, like not all the way through, just because I had originally put it on while I was reading, and that just got really distracting for me. So that wasn't working. I think it was really well written. I think that, and so this is part of the issue that I have with nonfiction, is that the authors can't assume that people know some of the like background or like external things that impact the topic that they're talking about. So they have to explain that part to make their topic in what they're talking about at that time make sense. Totally fair. I brought this up when I read The Badass Librarians of Timbuktu as well, in that I felt like I understood why I was learning about terrorists, and yet it went on for so long and in such detail that I forgot I was reading a book about librarians. And so on the flip side, while I never forgot I was reading a book about Fiddler on the Roof, there were times where like there's a whole chapter about this conflict, I believe it was like in 86 and 87, between a teachers union and other people, and racial conflict in I think it's Brownsville in Brooklyn. And so while it definitely had impact because it was bringing in the tension between Jews and Black people in this particular neighborhood, and also simultaneously talking about this school that was on like the edge of this neighborhood that was doing a production of Fiddler on the Roof, and how they sort of like meshed. So I understood that, but I feel like I didn't need that much detail to understand, and I got a lot of detail, and a lot of it went over my head because I'm like, okay, I get it, but also, is this really that important for what you're trying to say? So it's just like, there were just some parts, but for the most part it stayed like what I felt like on topic, which I did appreciate. So I ended up giving it a 4-star. You know, I nonfiction, I that tends to be my default, just because like someone put a lot of time and energy into writing about this historical thing that actually happened, and so I can't really like, I can only judge the writing, and the writing was pretty solid and pretty easily ingested, so 4 stars. Yeah, great. I'm glad I finished it. I wasn't sure I was going to, because I still had to read like 100 pages today, and I just felt like that was gonna take me a really long time, which it kind of did. Like, I just finished reading it, and I want to say I sat down and started reading it like 11:30, so it's like 2:30 now. So it took me 3 hours to read 100 pages, which is significantly slower than my typical reading pace if I'm reading fiction. I got it done. That's all that matters. I got it done. I have to leave in a couple hours to go to the book club meeting where we're going to talk about it. So that'll be interesting. I'm always interested to see how a book club meeting about a nonfiction book will work. But I'm not leading the discussion, so I'm sure it'll be fine. I don't know what I'm going to read next. I decided I'm going to try to read one more book before I pick up Psmith in the City next week. And then once that's done, I'm going to work on my September TBR, which I have already picked out because of my readathon. I got my syllabi released yesterday, so I knew which books I needed to read for class in September, so that's all squared away. And the videos, my September TBR is probably already up because I'm behind on vlogs. So yeah, so that's what's going on, and I will, you know, check in with you and let you know what physical book I'm going to read next. Good morning. It is so hot here already that our windows are just wet because it's so humid. And it was so humid yesterday. I do not want to go outside, but I have to because I have class. So I didn't film Tuesday or Wednesday as usual. I had class Tuesday. I woke up at like 5 because I was just like weirdly anxious. I don't know why. I'm still kind of anxious, although I feel better now. The class was fine. The professor is cool. As usual, there's one person in there that kind of bugs me, but it's fine. The readings that we've done have been really interesting. We start reading like actual books next week. So, and those have already been factored into my what's it called? My Tolkien readathon TBR, which should go up this weekend. Next weekend. Next weekend, the 1st. Let me see what else is going on. Oh, I finished reading Fellowship of the Ring. I gave it 5 stars. Come on. Like, it's one of my favorite books. Of course I gave it 5 stars. I always forget where the breaks happen, because in the movies, obviously, they moved around where each movie ended based off of like just time pretty much, but as well as like the story. And so the books end in different places, and so we got to the Falls of Rauros last night, and I'm like, oh, this thing's about to happen. Nope. Nope, that thing happens in Two Towers right at the beginning. So I'm probably going to start listening to Two Towers today, because the first chapter is only like 30 minutes and it takes like 35 to 40 minutes to get to school. So I'll probably listen to that today. Other than that, I haven't read. Like, partially because I've been reading for school, but also because I just haven't, Siri hasn't picked reading for me to do. So I've been honestly, I've been doing work stuff and I've been doing homework, and that's that's about it. So hopefully today I can get some reading in. Once I get past today's assignment, I'll feel a lot better. I had like 3 assignments due by today. I had one due last night that I did Tuesday. I had one due in about 2 hours that I did yesterday. And I have one due tonight at 11, which I've done the reading for. I just need to do the post for. So I'm like that was making me feel really anxious, because I'm like, oh God, like if this is how it's gonna be, like. But I looked at the schedules. Once I'm past today, I'll be fine. I'll have more time, which is the really important thing. So I have decided / looked at my syllabus and figured out that I need to do it this way. Once I finish reading Smith and the City, in my last blog I called it the wrong thing. Once I finish reading Smith and the City, I'm going to start reading essentially my Tolkien TBR early, because the Grey Album by Young, which is a collection of essays, which means it's more nonfiction, I have to have like up to like page 184 read by next Thursday, so I have to start that like this weekend. So get a little bit of a head start on my TBR, which is sort of unintentional, but you know, it's nice. I kind of have to get to the end of the TBR because so many of the books on it are my school books, which, hey, counts. So other than that, I have class, I have homework, I have some work stuff I have to do, and then I have personal training and my usual writing date. Chris actually has today off, and I pretty much told him, like, that doesn't mean that we're gonna have a lot of time together, because I do things on Thursdays, because you're usually not home. But I do have to go grocery shopping, because I have to bake tomorrow. I have to make cheesecakes, because I have like a work barbecue team building thing Saturday. So that's the plan, and hopefully I'll remember to film some B-roll today. So real quick update, because gymnastics is about to start. I started 2 towers. I've listened to about 2 hours. Hey, that rhymed. And so 2 towers and Return of the King is structured differently, because obviously there's like 3 different groups that we're following. The first 2 chapters were with Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas. And then I think when I start listening Sunday to the 3rd chapter, I think then it will be with Merry and Pippin. My dad reminded me, and I looked at the chapters. The second half of the book is with Frodo and Sam. So we don't catch up to them for quite a while. Other than that, I haven't really done that much reading. I read 1 chapter, Smith and the City, and it immediately started with cricket, so I'm not thrilled. But I don't really have that much to report on. Last night I was doing homework and work stuff, so I didn't have a lot of time for reading. Hopefully I can get more reading done tomorrow, because I feel like I haven't really read pretty much like all week, except for school, which I should have predicted, but I didn't. So here's hoping. So I'm not ending the vlog yet. I know it's Sunday, but I'm not ending the vlog yet because gymnastics championships are tonight. Yes, they were also on Friday. It's a 2-day competition. But they're tonight, so I'm going to read in the commercial breaks. So I should be able to get like, not a lot, but like a decent amount of Smith and City read. I read about 30 more pages of Smith and City yesterday, and I just didn't film anything, which is another reason that I'm not ending the vlog yet, because I feel like I haven't really said much because it's the first week of school, and yeah. So right now where I am at Smith and City, like, there hasn't been a ton of Smith yet, which is nice. I know that's gonna change, but so far it's been mostly Mike, which I like Mike. You know, he's my sweet little bean. He just wants to play cricket, and unfortunately, he can't really do that because he has to like get a real job, which sucks. Because if my math is right, he's like 17, 18, maybe. Yeah, like around there, 17 to 19, which, like, yes, that is nowadays how old you'd be with your first job, most likely. But early 1900s, like, that's gonna be kind of rough for my dude. he was expecting to go to Cambridge, and now he's not. Now he's go work in a bank. But his good old pal Smith shows up there, so that's nice for Mike. It's nice for Mike. It's not so nice for me, because almost immediately Smith started pulling his like pompous a-hole-ness. And I'm not looking forward to reading more. So that's why I'm going to try to do it during commercial break, so at least it'll be like micro-dosing Smith. Other than that, I am about 3 hours into Two Towers. There's another 2-hour long chapter, so on my way home today, I listened to half of it, and I'll probably listen to the other half tomorrow when I'm like cleaning or something. But pretty much Merry and Pippin have gone into Fangorn and have met Treebeard. So that's really cool. I really like the way that Andy Serkis is narrating Treebeard, because it's close to how it was in the movie, but it's also like different. So I don't know. I think he's doing a great job. I can't wait to hear Gollum. I'm really curious if he's going to do his Gollum voice or if he's going to change it, because that's what he's done for all the other characters. They're slightly different than they were in the movies. Other than that, I haven't really done much. Like, I've honestly been trying to like get caught up on school, and not that I was ever behind, but like if I'm not ahead, I feel like I'm behind. I am like right on schedule right now. It's only been the first week, and I've done 4 assignments. Like, I feel like I may have bitten off more than I can chew. It's fine. I just need to finish. I keep telling myself this. I just need to get past this day. I just need to get past this assignment. I just need to do this. I just need to read Smith and the City, because my September TBR is already set. It'll come out soon. But a lot of the books that I have to read for class are on my September TBR. So I'm like multitasking. So I just need to get past Smith and City, which has nothing to do with my classes. And then I might feel a little more like caught up. Maybe. Hopefully. Because the other reason I want to finish it today, not today, probably tomorrow, I would like to finish it tomorrow, is because the first like official book I'm reading for my classes, I have to have like half of it read by Thursday. And so that's like, I think it's like to page 185 or something, which I can do, except it's nonfiction. It's essays. So I'm gonna have to like really like read a lot. So I just need to finish Smith and City. That's it. So I'll be back and tell you how much I managed to read during gymnastics and before bed, because I'm pretty much just gonna spend the rest of the evening reading, because I don't really feel like doing anything else. So okay, so this is the first time I'm filming in my bathroom. Just because, like, we have a lot of fans going, so hopefully the sound in here is okay. I feel like it's echoing a little bit. I'm gonna wrap the vlog up. I told you I would do it tonight. I read about 124 pages of Smith and the City. I would say like 40 of that was during the gymnastics competition, and then I read for a little bit after, and now I'm gonna go to bed. I still really hate Smith. Like, he's just manipulative, and he doesn't admit that he has faults, you know? He's just like, I'm just perfect. Like, he's just so pompous. And yeah, so I'm about halfway through the book. Don't know how much more I can take before I like bash my head in a wall, because I hate Smith so much. But yeah, pretty much so far the plot has been Mike goes to work at a bank. Smith happens to also be working at that bank, and Smith met one of the managers like at his house before he started working at the bank, decided that he needed to get some education and that Smith was going to do that. So understandably, the manager doesn't like him because he thinks that this like weird like 18-year-old kid is being strange and also like talking to him like an equal when he really shouldn't be. And Smith is just like, what? I don't understand. I'm just being friendly. I'm like, no, you know exactly what the fuck you're doing. I don't. My only saving grace is like, once I finish this book, I won't have to read another Smith book for like 3 months. That's all I'm looking forward to. I'm hoping I can finish it tomorrow, because like I said, I do have to start reading for class. And yeah, it'll be just way better once I can do that. I'm really looking forward to reading nonfiction essays, because that means that I won't be reading Smith anymore. So there's that. Yeah, so that's my thoughts. I finished a book this week? Yeah, I finished Wonder of Wonders, right? Yeah, that's about it. August was not great. August was just not that good. Oops. But next vlog will be the first vlog for the Tolkien readathon. So leave me a comment if you're excited about that. Leave me a comment if you also hate Smith from PG Wodehouse. Or just leave me a comment saying hi. That's nice too. Like the video, subscribe, click notification bell, all that jazz. And I will see you guys next week for the readathon. Bye.